Hey guys, just start wrapping up your conversations for us, please. We're gonna start in a few seconds. Hey. Hey guys! Yeah. Can we just start settling down, please?
I understand.
I think it's on now.
Yep. Welcome to Tsunami. We're so excited to have everyone here tonight. Are you guys excited to be here?
Well, guys, so tonight we're going to be playing a really fun game. And basically, what you have to do is we're going to have quotes up, and you have to choose whether or not they are either quotes from the Book of Lamentations or if they are a Taylor Swift song.
So, keep in mind, this Lamentations, it's a book in the Old Testament, so it's going to be in the Message translation, meaning that it's a paraphrase of the Bible, and that makes it easier for us to understand the Bible, but that also makes it harder to distinguish it between Taylor Swift lyrics.
Yeah.
So, you guys want to pay attention if we choose you to come, because we have a surprise that you really want, Kaylee.
Yeah, so if you get it right, you're going to be getting a green St. Patrick's Day Krispy Kreme donut. So we need 10 volunteers, but if you want to get chosen, you have to give me your best dance move.
Who
All
can
right,
do
let
those
me
best
see. Let me
dance
see. Who's got a good dance move? Whoa, I think you deserve to be up here.
Hamilton.
And you deserve to be up here. Come on. All right. All right, you come on up. Nikki, you want to choose someone?
No, stay down.
Lady with the crown.
line
Lady
up.
with the crown. You want to choose someone? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, what about some guys there in Kenny's group? No, Kenny, choose one of your dudes.
Come on, boys, get
The
up.
one
Come on,
with the
do a
blue
dance.
sweater
All right,
with the
come
hat.
on up. You deserve it. Come on up. All right, you're in the middle doing the floss. How many people do we
Okay.
have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. You with right there. You know who you are. All right. Yes, you. All right, so can everyone line up on this side? Everyone line up. There should be 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's 11 people.
One of you gonna have to go and sit down. Wait, which one came up last? Would one of you mind to go sit down for us? We only have 9 questions. Sorry.
All right, so if everyone could line up right here in a line, like this way. If you could start right here. Everyone line up this way. So can you guys come this way?
Okay. So, are you guys ready for the first question or first quote? No, okay.
Okay.
You guys have to come back here. We
Mary's
need
gonna
a line.
direct you.
Someone needs to go first.
And you're competing against yourself, okay?
Okay.
You're competing against yourself to win this donut.
So what do you think? Is it Lamentations or Taylor Swift? And then the crowd can play with.
So she played fast and loose with life.
Okay, you're gonna have to go up to the microphone and say your answer for us, please.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Okay.
That
well,
is from the Book of Lamentations.
That is from the Bible, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe write the verse down and go look at it.
All right,
It's a
so
nice verse. Yeah. So you can hear it in the silence.
Taylor Swift.
yeah, look at the audience.
Taylor Swift.
Let's see.
That is
Woo!
indeed
Go get your
Taylor
donut,
Swift.
boy. Come get your donut. Come get your donut. Good job.
Okay, you ready? You got this?
Ever seen pain like my pain? Seen what he did to me?
What
Is
do you
it
think? Look at the crowd.
Lamentations or
What are they
Taylor
telling you?
Swift?
That has to be Taylor Swift.
Let's see.
You said Taylor Swift? Oh,
Lamentations.
Lamentations.
All right, let's see the next one.
I weep buckets of tears.
Lamentations.
What'd you say?
Lamentations.
Good job. Go
Okay,
get your
you can get a
donut.
donut.
All right, what's next? The light and noise are blinding. Who is it?
What
Who
do
do we
you
think?
think?
Can the crowd help you?
Taylor Swift.
All right, let's see.
Taylor
Yes!
Swift. Yes.
Good
you
job,
get a
girl.
donut.
All right, let's see what you got, girl. So we've got
Groaning in pain. I've had all I can take. What do you think it is? The
Lamentations.
Bible or Taylor Swift?
Lamentations.
yes, good job.
Taylor
The more you get wrong, the more donuts I get to eat. So get them right so I don't eat them all. All right.
You ready, buddy? Okay. So,
Babies and children are fainting all over the place. Okay. What do you got?
Lamentations.
Let's
Neat.
see.
there
Yes.
you go. And another donut. I love your crown
Enjoy
you're
that
wearing
green
tonight,
donut.
like a princess. Nice. Okay.
I love that.
They take their shots.
Look at the crowd. They're going to
Look
help
at
you
your
out.
audience. What do you think?
Taylor Swift is what she's guessing. Let's see. Nice. Go get your donut. All right. Let's see what we got next. Scars on my back from your knife.
Taylor.
You say
What
Taylor?
do you think? Taylor?
Nice.
Oh, and
Bad
you're right.
blood. She got some bad blood.
Hey, Hamilton, are you ready for this? This bust up is past understanding.
Taylor Swift.
What are you saying?
What do you think? Look at your audience.
The Bible. Let's see.
And you're right. Go,
Nice.
Hamilton.
Go get your
Woo!
donut.
Wait, Hamilton, you got a donut. Go get your donut.
All right. Awesome job, guys.
Thank you
I
so
hope y'all
much for
enjoy your
playing
donut,
with
your
us,
green
everyone.
donut.
We are just getting ready to tell you guys. So there will be no Tsunami on March 31st or on April 7th. That's the 2 weeks of spring break that we're doing. But we really encourage you guys to maybe take one of those nights and do Tsunami on the go.
Yes.
And then for our sixth graders who might not know what that is just a night where you go and you hang out with your small group, like at, okay, no. Okay,
I would like to talk to you.
sure, go for it.
How about you?
How are you?
Wait, what?
Okay. You guys,
Fantastic.
are the interns doing a great job owning the night?
Give it up for the interns. Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
you.
You're doing
They're
great.
doing a great job, but we have something that we really want to do.
Yeah.
And they can't do it because they don't know about it, so
Yeah.
we got to do it.
So we got to kick you guys off the stage.
So, yeah, you know.
Sorry.
Anyways,
leave.
whatever.
It's
Bye, guys.
fine.
Thanks for playing
Go.
along.
Of
You did a great
course.
job.
Yeah. That was great.
It was great.
That was fun.
It was fun.
I knew like all those.
I knew like some of those.
Yeah. It was
He
fun.
was a Taylor Swift fan in the background, you guys. You would have been proud
Hey,
of him.
if you were here last week, we announced something big happening this summer.
What
Who
is
knows what's
it?
going on?
Yes,
Fuse,
and
yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's probably the best week of your life. So,
It seriously is.
Yes, it's
we
really
talked about
fun.
this last week. It's, kind
Yep.
of expensive. It's $445, which is a lot, we realize, but you can go ahead and register.
Yep.
And it actually is only a $50 deposit this year, which is awesome.
Yep.
And you can have your parents register at portcity.church/camps. And they have a newsletter that they get and all kinds of information from us, but just tell them about it. Tell them you want to go.
yeah. And we actually, I don't know if you've seen, if you're follow the church's Instagram account or maybe Ripple Effects, but we actually have a special invite for you guys for Fuse if you haven't seen it yet. And it's from one of my favorite people ever.
I don't know if they're going to know who this person is.
So we're going to show you who it is first, just in case you don't know. We got a picture right here. Yes.
Any
Yes.
Office fans in
This
the house?
is, guys, this is Kevin Malone from The Office. He's a pretty pretty funny guy.
Pretty funny guy who apparently really likes chili.
Yes, really likes chili. But he has a message specifically for
you.
us. So let's check out this video together.
Hello to Port City students. That's right, I'm talking to you. Listen, apparently there is a camp happening very close by, a youth group camp. It is called Fuse Camp, not Confuse, but Fuse. It's happening this July. Middle school, high school students, I hear it is awesome. Now, let me be clear. I'm not going. They didn't invite me. But they're going to a place called Crowder's Ridge, which I don't know what that means, but Crowder's Ridge is. Unless it's not. Again, I don't know what it is. But I think you should consider it. It sounds like a really great time. Fuse Camp this July. Check it out. And I hear that they serve chili. Yeah, I sent them my recipe. And nothing says a good time like chili. Nice.
Yeah, guys. How awesome is that? A message from Kevin for us.
Especially for us.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And Crowder's Ridge is definitely
It is thumbs up.
thumbs up for
It's
sure.
thumbs
It's
up.
pretty awesome. There's a lot of fun
Yep.
things to do there. So we hope that you guys can join us
Yep.
at camp.
And we do have some incentives for
Ooh,
the people
yes.
that sign up near the beginning of registration. So those of you that have signed up already, there's a good chance that you're gonna get a good incentive while you are at camp, and there are probably still spots. So if you're gonna go, you might as well sign up early and get some incentives. It could be getting jumped to the front of the line for food.
I mean,
It
yeah,
could
everybody's
be-
hungry at camp. That would
could
be
be
pretty
some
sweet.
special seating
Yeah.
at one of the meetings. It could be camp store money. So it could be a lot of things. So
Cool.
if you're going, you might want to sign up soon.
Awesome. Well, you guys, we are going to go ahead and we're going to transition into worship. But I want to let you guys know tonight, you get to hear from one of our interns tonight. Since interns are owning the night, Caroline Coghill, who is also a 6th grade small group leader, is going to be sharing with us tonight, which is super exciting. So you guys, when she comes out on the stage after worship, I want you to cheer for her like wildly, okay? And welcome her to the stage. You got it? Okay, you guys can go ahead and stand up, and we are going to sing and worship together. Thanks, friends.
Guys that I wrote, and honestly, it's such a good song that we can dance together and we can have fun together, but we can also remember how good God is and how no matter where we are, He's going to be right with us, guiding us through the wilderness in this crazy life. So I'm excited, and let's have joy as we sing this together. You are with me, I can feel you near. So I'll rest and I'll take hold of your plans are for the best, the best, the best. Your head will guide me through the wilderness. So I'll rest, and I'll take hold of your plans are for the best.
Heavenly Father, I thank you for this time of worship together. Lord, I thank you for the truth in that song, that you are always on our side, and that your love is perfect and unfailing. God, I pray for Caroline that you will just speak through her, and that you open up our hearts and our minds to the message that she's about to bring us. It's in your name that we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for singing with us. You can have a seat.
What's up, Tsunami? How's everyone doing today? Good. Awesome. So my name is Caroline, and I'm one of these super awesome interns here, and we're owning the night, as I'm sure you've heard, and we're super excited for everything that has already happened and for what's to come. So have you guys ever seen those Snickers commercials that are like, you're not you when you're hungry? Anyone? Well, take a look at the screen, and we're going to watch one real quick.
Fourth down, Coach. What do we do?
I'll tell you what we do. I want you to go on the field, look for anything with an O. Let's kill them with kindness. Jimmy, I want you to make balloon animals. Tyler, make little tea cozy, something fun.
Are you okay?
We will win this for Mother Russia!
Coach, eat a Snickers.
Why is that, Chief?
You get a little loopy when you're hungry. Better.
Now let's go for it!
Go get him, guys!
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Right? Those are so funny because I don't know if y'all are like this, but I'm not me when I'm hungry, right? I kind of get what we call hangry, which is like hungry and angry, and you put it together and you just get this super fun combination of hangry, right? And whenever I get hangry, I tend to act out of this hunger, and I will either do one of two things. I'll either sit there and just kind of stew in my hungriness and kind of not say anything and make everyone miserable, or I will say like a really snippy comment and like, because I just don't know what I want to eat or where I want to eat, and that just makes me even more hangry. And like some people say I might do this anyways, but that's okay, that's not the point. So this is just like really weird, right? Hangry is just a weird feeling because you just know you need something and you don't always know like what to do with that. And so our emotions can be really weird sometimes, right? We kind of know when we're happy and we're like, this is great. We love this feeling. And we also know when we're hangry and that we need food to fix this. And we also get sad. And this feeling isn't as fun, right? But sometimes we know why we're sad, but sometimes we don't know why we're sad. Or maybe we know why, but we just don't exactly know what to do with this sadness. Right, so let me just tell you this story. So one time, I was in about 8th grade. Shout out to my 8th graders over here. And I was invited to this birthday party for someone I went to school with, right? And it wasn't someone that I was like super close with, so I didn't know like that I really wanted to go. But then my best friend told me that she was also invited. And so I was like, okay, now we can go together. And like, I just bought a super cute outfit that I was so excited to flex to everyone. And so we decided to go together to this party. And so I get there first, and everything was fine. And then I'm just waiting for her to get there. And I get, some snacks, some Sprite, whatever you get at parties. And I was like waiting around. And like, it wasn't like I didn't know anyone at this party. Like my peers were there, right? But it wasn't that one person I wanted to be there. She wasn't there, right? I wanted my best friend. And I just kept waiting, and she never showed up. And so I was just there alone, right? And that wasn't a fun feeling. So I left the party pretty upset. And I didn't know what to do with this feeling, right? I was sad and disappointed. And I didn't know what I should do or how to handle that, right? And so this is kind of a feeling that Mary and Martha felt in John chapter 11. And so to set that up for you guys, so the book of John is one of the Gospels, right? And these Gospels are from people that likely knew Jesus or had seen him work around, so they were kind of personal accounts. And so this, in John chapter 11, is the story of Lazarus. And Lazarus was brother to Mary and Martha, and they were pretty close with Jesus. They were kind of pals with him. And so when Lazarus, their brother, fell sick, they decided to call on Jesus, right? Because they knew if anyone could help, it'd be this great man, Jesus, right? And so that's where we're going to start reading in verse 3, and it's going to be up on the screen too. So verse 3 says, "So the sisters sent word to Jesus, 'Lord, the one you love is sick.' When he heard this, Jesus said, 'This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it,' right? And so basically what Jesus was saying here is like, oh, he's sick, no worries. Like, it won't end in death. It's going to be fine. Like, God's glory or his character, his goodness, who he is will be shown to you, and it'll be fine, right? So they were like, okay, this is great. But the thing is that Jesus didn't immediately go visit Mary and Martha when they heard that Lazarus was sick, right? He stayed where he was for 2 whole days. So he kind of had heard what was going on, but didn't go to them, right? And I'm sure this made Mary and Martha probably feel really upset, right? Like they wanted Jesus to come, heal Lazarus, but he stayed where he was and didn't go to them. But really, in reality, Jesus was doing something bigger than they knew at the time, right? So what they saw was Jesus didn't immediately go and they called on him. But in reality, Jesus was working on something bigger than they knew at the time, right? And so, for example, this is kind of like when you're at the store with your mom, right? And your phone protector, your screen protector is all messed up. It's all cracked up, right? And so you're like, Mom, I need a new phone. I need a new screen protector. And she's just like, no, you're good. You can wait a second. But you're like, no, look, like, I need this, right? Like, you see it's all damaged, but I need this. And she's still just like, no, you can wait. And so you just leave, and you're like, all right, whatever, I'll just crack it more. Thanks for the help, right? It's just it's a weird feeling. But then maybe that afternoon or a couple of days later, she surprises you with the whole new phone instead. And you're like, wait, this is better than I thought, right? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like Mary and Martha maybe have thought that Jesus wasn't doing anything, but in reality, he was working on something bigger than they saw at the time, right? And so back to the story. So since Jesus waited where he was for 2 whole days, Lazarus ends up dying, right? He doesn't make it. And rightfully so, I'm sure this made Mary and Martha feel pretty upset, right? And so we're going to skip over to verse 32. And this is when Jesus travels to Judea, where Mary and Martha were, right? So he stayed where he was, and now he traveled to them, and he's like, all right, I guess I should check out this situation and see what's going on, right? And so verse 32 says, when Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled, right? And so this is huge. Jesus was troubled. He was sad because he gets there, and all these people are crying. And I don't know about you, but I'm such an emotional crier. If you start crying, I'm going to start crying right now. Like, I just get like that. And Jesus is the same way, right? He kind of sits with us in what we're feeling, and he's there for us, right? And so back up in verse 34, it says, where have you laid him? Jesus asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. And then John 11:35 said Jesus wept, right? Jesus wept. This isn't like some little tears trickling down. This is a deep cry, right? He's so sad because someone he loved just died. But then the Jews said, see how he loved him. But some of them said, could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying? And that is so powerful because I kind of totally understand where they're coming from, right? At the time, the people in this story had seen Jesus doing all these miracles, right? They had seen him heal blind men, like the Jews said, and they had seen him do all this water into wine stuff. So it's like, why can't he help me? Or why can't he help Mary and Martha, right? Like they were going through something, so they wanted Jesus to be there. And I think that sometimes we ask ourselves these same questions. It's like, I'm here, and I'm struggling too. Like, I'm sad sometimes, and I don't know why, and it feels like Jesus isn't there because I'm still sad, right? It's like I'm struggling. Like, where is Jesus through this? And so maybe for you guys, this looks like when your parents are fighting and you're stuck in the middle of that crossfire. Or maybe you're just like trying so hard in school, but you just can't seem to make those good grades. Or maybe this looks like you're going through the loss of someone you love, just like Mary and Martha did. Because it could be a parent, a sibling, a friend, even a pet, right? This loss is hard and you don't know what to do or where to go next with this emotion. And so in the next section of verses, Jesus tells Mary and Martha to move the stone that Lazarus was buried behind. And they were like, we're not gonna do that. He's been behind a rock for 4 days. He probably smells disgusting. They're like, no, we're not doing that. But Jesus was like, no, I think you should move the stone. It's kind of like when your mom is like, do this because I said so. And you're like, that's not a good excuse. We're not gonna pretend that's good. But it is, right? She's still right. No matter what happened, she's still right. In the same way, Jesus was right? So they moved the stone. And once they moved the stone, Jesus looks up to the heavens and thanks God for hearing him and calls Lazarus to come out of the grave. And remember, Lazarus is dead, but Jesus just called him to come out of the grave. And Lazarus does as Jesus says, and he comes walking out, right? Like he just raised someone from the dead. And so maybe you thought that because Jesus didn't immediately go to them, that he wasn't gonna heal Lazarus. Or maybe you thought that because Lazarus already died, that was the end of the story. But there's more. There's always more with Jesus. And so I wanna share with you guys is that even when you can't feel it, God is working in your life. Even if it feels like your emotions are just so overwhelming and controlling, like God's working through that. He's working on something bigger than we know, right? Jesus works through these emotions that we're feeling. And so Jesus knew all along that Lazarus was going to be okay, right? He's Jesus. He kind of knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead, but he still sat with them in those emotions and was sad with them in the same way that we get sad. And so I don't know if you guys have like a dog or a cat or a pet or something, and every time you leave to go to school, you just get so sad and maybe even cry a little bit because you're not going to see them for like a whole 2 hours. I don't know. I do that. Maybe you don't. Maybe that's weird. And so we get sad, right? Even though we know at the end of the day, we're going to come home and we're going to see this friend, right, or this pet. And so Jesus was the same way, right? He was weeping, right? And this weeping is this big sorrowful cry. He was just so sad because someone he loved just died, right? And so it's okay to get sad because we just saw Jesus get sad. And he does this. He gets sad and feels this way because he's 100% human. Peep the screens, right? 100% human. God, you may have thought, oh, he's 100% God. That's correct. You were not wrong. He is 100% God, right? But God sent Jesus to live as a human so that we could walk this earth as human, right? And so Jesus he was human. So he had hair and skin and feet. Not everyone likes feet, but yeah, Jesus had those. He had the feet. And he, in the same way that he looked normal, right? They would have thought he was any other guy walking around, right? We would have just seen Jesus walking and be like, oh yeah, that's just a guy. I mean, he wouldn't have been wearing skinny jeans or big t-shirts, but a robe or something, right? And so in the same way that he looked human, he also felt human too. He felt these emotions like this sadness that we saw him feeling. And so this is super important because since Jesus was 100% human, he knows our emotions and knows what we feel. He's been there. He's done that, right? He wept and now here we are crying. That's normal, right? But because he's also 100% God at the same time, he's able to meet our needs and provide for us in ways that we don't always see at the time. It may not look like he's working, but he is. He's working this whole time, right? But being 100% human isn't bad for us. No, we're not 100% God, but that's okay because we weren't made to be, right? We were made to be human and to feel all these human emotions. But since Jesus has everything, we need to lean on and trust him. And he meets us where we are and invites us to walk with him, right? Just like he invited Mary and Martha to just walk with him too. And so I want you guys to know that feeling is a normal process of healing. It's okay to sometimes feel so sad or so frustrated or mad, right? Because these are God-given emotions. We're gonna feel, and that's okay, right? We wanna know that that's okay. But we have to make sure that we don't act out of these emotions in ways that are unpleasing or unpleasant to God, right? Because even when we can't see this at first, God is still working through our lives. He's working through the sadness. And he has this whole time, right? He was working through this story and this picture of Lazarus the entire time. And so basically, it's how you use these feelings that might have the opportunity to bring you towards the kingdom in a new light, right? It's about how you use these emotions. We want to use them in positive ways. And so maybe for you, this looks like you're not getting enough attention at home, so you're acting out at school. Or maybe it's the other way around, right? You can't seem to have friends at school, so you act out at home, and vice versa. This is just not good. Or maybe you just can't seem to make those good grades in school no matter how hard you try, so you stop focusing on school altogether. Or maybe this looks like that loss that you're going through, right? It's hard and it's not fun, and you just don't know what to do with this, and it feels like you can't see the good to life anymore. And so these aren't great ways to deal with our emotions, right? But what are? What are good ways to deal with our emotions? And so I have 3 steps for you guys to deal with your emotions, right? So first, we want to process our emotions. We want to know what we're going through because feeling is a part of healing, right? And so for you, this may look like journaling. Maybe you want to write down your thoughts, or maybe you just want to sit and reflect and be like, why am I sad today? Why am I mad today? What caused this? Or what am I feeling? Am I sad? Am I mad? Am I both? I don't know. It's okay to do all of those things, right? But we want to submit those to God. We don't want to act out of those emotions. Like we saw before, we just want to submit them to God and say, God, take what I'm going through and use it to make me better. Use this to make me who I am, right? We don't want to just let all these emotions run rampant and control our lives, right? We want to control them, and God's the way to do that. And lastly, we want to pray, right? We want to pray and ask God to meet us where we are, right? We want him to come into our lives and work, right? Because even in the bad, in the ugly, in the parts we think he doesn't want to see, no, I promise you that he does want all of those parts of you. It doesn't have to be the happy feelings. He wants everything that you are, everything that you're feeling. Because even when it doesn't feel like it, even when you can't see it, God's working, and he has been this whole time. Will you guys pray this with me? Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for your glory, for your goodness, for who you are. Lord, you have just been so, so good to us, and we are forever grateful for that. God, I want you just to place your hands on each person in this room and each person watching, because it's so, so important. Just recognize that you're with us and you always will be. In your name we pray. Amen.
never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you work. Come on, do you believe that? Even when I don't feel it, you work it. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. We believe it, we believe it. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. We believe it. That is who you are. You're a miracle working God. That is who you are. You're constantly restoring. And that is who you
Wow, guys. So that song was just such an awesome reminder of like when we don't, even if we don't see it, God is still working. And I'm just so proud of Caroline right now, guys. If we want to give her a hand, yeah. This is honestly like what she did tonight was an example of her message. She might have felt nervous to speak tonight, but she submitted it to God. She prayed over the message. She had people pray for her, and God really spoke through her, guys. So we're going to be talking about what she spoke tonight, and we're just going to be talking about our emotions and just how to deal with it and how to submit it. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dismiss. So 6th grade, if you guys will go ahead and go. All right, 7th grade, you can start working your way. Let's see. What's that? I don't, hold 1 second. All right, 8th grade, you're good to go. You guys have a great time in small groups, okay?
Heard this beat in my dream.